This is one of the earliest places that I built on the server, and this is actually one of my favorite places because it's like the first custom trees that I made in this sort of area. And I made this little pergola type thing and this wood yard here as well. The fact that I got these trees in really sort of makes this, to me at least, look quite nice. And that is what I wanted to talk about in today's video. This is going to be a short video, but please hit that subscribe button as well as leave a like down below and drop a comment as well to let me know what you think. But what I employed in this area is the rule of thirds. And that is by having 3 of something similar in one spot. And as you can see here, we've got these 3 sort of large trees here, which kind of like just signify and make it just look as though it is nice and complete. And it does look complete, although we do now have another tree down at the bottom. You can't see that tree that is behind there. So because I've added that 3rd tree in at the bottom here on a previous video, it kind of still completes that rule of thirds. And to simply put it, it's a kind of a sort of concept in photography and composition. It is a sort of composition thing. And if you think of Minecraft as a composition when you're building, it's a 3D composition. And you'll notice that I've got a tree here, the tree here, as well as the tree here. None of them are ever in line with each other. And also they are sort of slightly different sizes, but they kind of got like the similar sort of thing. We've got 3 branches there. We've got 3 branches here. And then sort of 3 branches here. And I kind of learned this technique from one of Grian's videos about how to do the trees in such a way that they look like they are meant to be trees. And again, it's kind of following those same sort of principles as the rule of thirds, as in sort of like splitting things off nicely in that sort of regard. Now, the rule of thirds is something I've used a lot across the course of my time on this server. And I just think it kind of just creates that sort of nice composition. And I'm just going to quickly show you some of the sort of do's and don'ts of the rules of thirds so that you've got a rough idea of what I mean. And I'm going to do it very simply and basic. Say I wanted to build some custom trees around here. Now, I wouldn't necessarily consider putting them like in a line like this. And even though I could use 3 here, there's just something that is sort of unnatural about it. Now, this is fine if, say, you wanted to do a sort of more manicured sort of aesthetic. But if we wanted to make it look a bit more natural, we would take some of these ones down and maybe bring out one here and then one here. But even that doesn't look quite right in the sense that it's still sort of a 1, 2, 3. But if we just move this slightly over to here, for example, and maybe just bring this over here, and just imagine that they are trees. There's a sort of weird natural balance to it that kind of just works. And that is quite simply the way the rule of thirds work. So we've got 3 trees here, and we've got 2 that are sort of semi-close together, and then 1 that is there. But none of them are actually ever in line with each other. And it's a weird concept to kind of get your head around, but it does just work. And it also works as well if you say wanted another tree, like you wanted to make it a bit denser, and then you wanted sort of like some more trees there. So even that kind of works in a sense there. But then we could add 2 more trees over here, which then would grow that slightly. And then you've still got the rule of thirds concept, but with multiple trees. So the more trees you add in, the sort of more it will go there. And then you can change it for different perspectives. So for example, say you wanted those 2 to also create another 2 sort of to be a part of another cluster. That's in line, unfortunately. We can then look at it in another sort of trend direction, and then that is how you can clump these together and sort of build on making a bit of a forest. Well, this was just a short video, really, just to sort of figure out how the rule of thirds work. And I'm just going to finally show you by revealing these as actual trees, and there. So as you can see, the rule of thirds kind of just creates a sort of more natural look to it. And you can even come along and sort of like add just little teeny tiny touches to things in that sort of way. And no matter where you look, it kind of just looks as though it belongs. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I just wanted to make a little something to talk about the rule of thirds, and also one of my favorite spots on this server, which I built early on in the start of it. But we are coming to the end of this server, and I'm just going to do little videos like this, I think, for a while, because I've got really no big projects to sort of complete or anything like that. So what I will say is, until next time, I'll see you later. And remember to hit that subscribe button, like and comment. Thank you. Bye.